So, first and foremost, your panel is made up of Michelle Palin. She's the Graduate and Apprentice Recruitment Manager for Network Rail. We've got Stephen Brand, who's the Resourcing and Marketing Manager at Deloitte. Chris Harwood, who's Social Media Consultant for Havas People. And Jason Gold, who's Head of Digital Strategy for Havas. And myself, I'm Katrina Collier. I'm a speaker, trainer and writer on social media for recruitment and job search. What is the future of recruitment and employee communications?
Yeah, I think that in order to focus on the fun stuff, you can use free technology and tools to automate and cross-post the non-fun stuff. So, for example, open days and events tend to happen at set periods within a year, and those dates won't change. So that could be broadcast across Twitter, across Facebook, using something like, say, Hootsuite, for example. There are packages such as IFT, which stands for IFTT, which effectively allow you to cross-post things. So if you get a new follower on Twitter, the system will automatically thank them. If somebody uploads a photo on Facebook, it will cross-post it to your Twitter account. So the general admin and the stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be personal, just is more time-based and automated, put through the technology and plan, and then put your efforts and time into the Twix initiatives, the fun stuff.
Don't steal the Twix initiatives.
Understanding what people are saying and then acting on it. I read recently that a tweet...
I think it's very easy to start getting the crystal ball out and do all this futurology stuff, which is looking very much into the future, but actually I think the future is very much now. I mean, you look at 90% of Fortune 500 countries actually have a social network, enterprise social network, like Yammer, like social text, like Jive, like Chatter from Salesforce. So actually, I think actually companies are adopting a lot of social technologies within their organisations right now, and that adoption of that technology and the use of that technology is only going to increase. Also, you look at one in three of the US population are millennials, and by 2025, they're going to be 3 out of 4 are going to be millennials, and with that comes this adoption of technology. Technology is part of their lives. This feeling of collaboration, wanting to collaborate with people maybe on the other side of the world, and also this feeling of wanting flat hierarchies. So there's this big emphasis on creating ideas and sharing knowledge together. And also, I think gamification is something that's being implemented a lot now, which is you've got the likes of IBM. They're actually implementing gamification into their social intranet, IBM Connections, and that's very much about getting people to, whether they're training, whether they're doing their induction, they're getting recognition for that by points, badges, and leaderboards. So I think actually it's very much now the future. So.
For us, probably the two biggest things are, I guess, the more personal you're able to make it, the more you can get out of it. So I think the technologies that we have access to now in terms of the channels we can communicate to candidates with is broader than ever before, which means that almost whatever and wherever the candidate is, we're able to have a conversation with them, they're able to engage with us in some way. So there is definitely a resource question around that, but we have kind of the opportunity to do that, if only because they're probably out there talking about us. If we're not in the room, it's a bit of a one-sided conversation. But there's also then, I think that changes the nature of the relationship. So certainly from a Deloitte point of view, there'll be still the opportunity to bring people in to a job requisition and application, and we'll fulfil that. But I think more what we're doing is helping the organisation plan 6 months, 12 months out, and trying to engage with those individuals at that point and use those channels that we have available to a degree, successfully and otherwise, warm them up so that when it comes to live requisitions that we need to fill, we've got kind of a pool of people there already, and our channels definitely enable us to do that. And all of that means basically we can open up the world. So the ideal is that we can make the funnel that people I've worked with before love to have as part of the recruitment process. You have a big funnel, and actually what we want is we want more people in at the top. But what we want is we want to use those channels then to speak to candidates to make sure that before they get to a cost part of the application, so when they're engaging with us, when they're going through our processes, we can do as much as possible to help them select themselves either into or out of the firm, or indeed with something like Deloitte into the right service line, the right sub-service line, the right sub-service line.
Achieve from the social that you're going to use, whatever that social element is, whether it be LinkedIn, whether it be Google+, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Yammer or the like for more internal communication, and understand that it's not just about, for me, it's not just about selling a job, it's not just about a live job, it's about selling a way of life from the organisation, and actually promote the fact that you can get across far more of your employer brand using something social than you can just using a flat job description. So as an example, our apprentices spend their first year of their 3-year apprenticeship living and working at our residential training centre, which is on a Navy base. So we need to get across that whole element of what is that like. So we do it by using our existing apprentices who will post, who will answer questions of the candidates, because they're the ones who are going through it and know exactly what it's like. And it's getting that bit over is the real benefit to us, because we've seen a real drop in the number of candidates or apprentices who join, and then within the first 3 or 4 weeks go, oh, I didn't realise it was like this, because we can now sell that story. We can sell exactly what it is, and that to us is the benefit. So that's what you need to use to sell to your skeptics, is what is going to be different, what's going to be better than doing it the old-fashioned way.
I work for a company where I mean, 95% of our employees are already on Twitter. Our senior leadership team all have kind of they work with us on their Twitter profiles, but the employee base as a whole tend to use it more kind of personally. What's the panel's views on sort of whether we should be using kind of from a point of view of broadcasting and engaging outwards, is it more getting our employees, our ambassadors to talk on our official channels, or could we or should we be encouraging our employees to sort of talk about the company more on their own personal channels?
Can I start? Yeah, I'm very much about people buy from people. One of the people I think who gets this absolutely right is Katie McNabb from PepsiCo. If you look her up, she's Recruit Gal. Everybody knows Kate. Yeah. I mean, you'll see her Twitter bio is a real mix of, Mad Scott to, this is PepsiCo. So she mixes it up completely. And, I mean, the best tweet I saw of hers was the one about I'm showing my German colleague how to eat a Cadbury cream egg. And, I mean, who wasn't there? You can imagine exactly how complicated that is. So she really mixes it up because, so you bought into her, so therefore I bought into PepsiCo. And I could say the same thing, that I can't stand NatWest because I don't like my business banking manager, so I don't like the whole bank. And that's the thing, but this is, people have these opinions, Martin like